welcome back. Let us now start with a new theory, that is the operant conditioning theory. This theory is proposed by B.F. Skinner. Okay, he's an American psychologist. This theory is also known as instrumental conditioning and operant conditioning. Okay, Skinner in this experiment used something called as Skinner's box. Okay, now this theory mainly explains how that the behavior is shaped and maintained by its consequences. So whatever reaction you get out of a particular behavior, based on that the next behavior will be. Okay, a behavior, if it is followed by a pleasant consequence, it will be repeated. That means if the reaction towards a particular behavior is favorable, or it is pleasant, or it is nice, then the person will feel like repeating that particular behavior. If a behavior is followed by an unpleasant consequence, it will not likely be repeated. Suppose a student does anything wrong, then the teacher scolds or the teacher punishes the student. That is an unpleasant consequence or an unpleasant reaction to that particular behavior. Then the student will not repeat that behavior. So operant conditioning is a type of learning in which the behavior is strengthened or weakened depending on the consequences that follow it. Okay, that means whatever reaction a person gets towards a particular behavior that he displays, based on that reaction, the person will repeat or not repeat that particular behavior. So what is the key idea? First, behavior. Next, consequence. A person will behave in a certain way. Okay. A person will behave in a certain way, and based on his behavior, there is a consequence or a reaction. Then, based on that consequence or reaction, the future behavior of that particular person will depend. So these are the keywords, that is behavior, consequence, reinforcement, punishment, reward, and learning. So these are mostly used in this particular theory. So who is B.F. Skinner? He's an American psychologist. He's one of the leading behaviorists, and he developed the theory of operant conditioning. He designed the very famous Skinner's box to study the learning behavior. Okay, he believed that behavior is controlled by its consequences. Okay, we have discussed it earlier. What are the assumptions? Learning depends on consequences. Reinforced behavior, that means repeatedly, if you are awarded or if you are praised, such kind of behavior will be repeated. Punished behavior will decrease. Okay, behavior can be shaped gradually, it cannot be shaped all at once. Environment plays a major role in influencing the behavior. Okay, so what is let us go through the definitions of all the key terms. Behavior, it is any observable action that any action that you can see it. Okay, action or response shown by an individual. Okay, so it is observed. Okay, answering a question, that is a behavior. Writing homework, studying, talking in class, and playing a game. So all these are examples of behaviors. So the next important keyword here is the consequence. Consequence is the outcome or the result that follows a particular behavior. So this consequence will determine whether the behavior should be repeated or reduced. Okay, so based on the reaction or the outcome, the behavior will be repeated or reduced. First example is teacher will praise a student. This means this is a positive consequence. That means a person will repeat that particular behavior. Then the parent gives a reward. That is also a positive consequence. Student loses marks. This is a negative consequence. Child is scolded. This is also a negative consequence. So if a child is scolded for his bad behavior, he will not repeat that behavior. The next important keyword is reinforcement. Reinforcement is any consequence that increases the likelihood of a behavior being repeated. That means it is a positive consequence. If reinforcement happens, then that student will repeat that particular behavior. So what are its characteristics? It strengthens the behavior, It encourages repetition. It increases motivation. Example, student receiving appreciation for completing his homework regularly. So if he is appreciated for his behavior, he will do his homework more regularly. The next keyword is punishment. Punishment is a consequence that decreases the likelihood of a behavior. It is opposite to reinforcement. It is, what are the characteristics? It weakens the behavior. It discourages repetition, and it is used to reduce undesirable behavior. So a student receives warning. Warning is a punishment for his bad behavior in the class. The next very important one is the experiment. What experiment he has conducted? So the aim is to study how consequences or the reaction will influence the behavior. So what is the experimental setup? A hungry rat was placed inside the Skinner box. So this box is called the Skinner's box. Okay. The rat was hungry. Then a lever what was attached inside the box. Okay, lever, this is the lever. Lever is a button inside the box. If the rat presses that button, what happens? The box will open and the rat can go and have its food. Food was placed outside and delivered automatically. So as soon as the rat presses the lever or the button, the food will be delivered to the rat. Okay. First, what the rat did, the rat moved around and accidentally pressed the lever. Okay, what happened? As soon as the lever was pressed, food was received. So rat kept on. What rat understood? It understood that if it presses the lever, food will come. So rat repeated the behavior. Okay, lever pressing became more frequent. So what is the conclusion? A behavior that is followed by a rewarding consequence. What is the rewarding consequence? When the lever is pressed, food came. That is a rewarding consequence. Now, a behavior that is followed by a rewarding consequence will become stronger. Okay. Shaping and schedules of reinforcement. What is shaping? Shaping is teaching a complex behavior by reinforcing small successful steps until the behavior is achieved. That means in order to achieve a particular behavior which is complex, what we do? We take small steps. Okay, not large steps. We take small successive steps. That means immediate steps to reach that particular behavior. Okay, teaching handwriting. Handwriting cannot be taught in a single day. Small steps, small successive steps should be taken to achieve that perfect handwriting. Learning swimming, training athletes, teaching pronunciation. Okay, what are schedules of reinforcement? There are two types: continuous reinforcement and partial reinforcement. Continuous reinforcement is every correct response is reinforced. That means as and when the correct student gives the correct response, he is praised. Okay, partial reinforcement. Only some responses are reinforced. Okay, that means the teacher will only praise some of his good acts, not every good acts of that particular student. So some of the types of this partial reinforcement are fixed ratio, fixed interval and variable interval. What are the characteristics of operant conditioning? Learning depends on consequences. Behavior is voluntary. That means it is there within the teacher's hands. The teacher has the full control of the person's behavior. Teacher or whoever. Reinforcement will strengthen the behavior. Punishment will weaken the behavior. Active participation of learner is very, very important. And learning is gradual. It cannot happen all at once. Behaviors can be modified and environment will influence the learning. What are the merits of this particular theory? It is scientific, it is easy to apply, it is effective for behavior modification, and then it encourages motivation. It is useful in learning a particular skill like swimming or handwriting, something like that, a particular skill. It supports habit formation. Okay, what are the demerits? It overemphasizes the rewards concept, external rewards. It ignores emotions and thinking. You have not seen any emotion or any thinking concept in this particular theory. So it will ignore that aspect. It mainly emphasizes on rote learning. Okay, mugging up kind of learning. It is based mainly on animal experiments. Punishment, there is always a chance of punishment creating fear and the person not doing it. Okay, not always punishments will work. Okay, it is less suitable for creative learning. I told you it is mostly based on mugging up or rote kind of learning. Okay, then what are its applications? Classroom management, behavior modification, habit formation, then remedial teaching. That means teaching students who are not able to pick up in class after the school hours. Okay, language learning, mathematics practice, special education and counseling. Special education is those education for those children who need special attention, or to special children like children with any disorders or something like that.